Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today we're going to be reviewing the 9th episode of Debris, coming to you from NBC and streaming on Hulu and on Peacock. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. Debris, Episode 9, entitled, Do You Know Icarus? Again, what does that have to do with anything? Who knows? I'm sure it makes sense to them at some point. But, do you know Icarus? This is, I would almost call a bit of a love letter to Groundhog Day, the movie, and any other kind of, time travel, time loop sort of thing. Because, in this show, we find a young man who has found a piece of debris, and it keeps letting him jump around into the multiverse. And he gets to redo and redo and redo. But is that good? Is it good to go around, mess around with the time stream? Apparently not, because in the process of doing so, he lost his twin sister. And now he's jumping around trying to find it, trying to find his lost twin. And that's where Brian and Finola come into play. They have to take George, take him away to a kind of a safe house, if you will, to talk to a former orbital agent who was affected by a piece of debris. And maybe George can figure out, how to use his know-how to help them figure out what the hell orbital and, influx and all of them are all about. But at the same time, they got to keep up appearances because Maddox thinks they are still on the up and up and that George is dead. So they go off to see about this piece of debris, or possibly piece of debris. And what follows is just the fun little, hijinks when people don't know what the hell's going on. They keep repeating and repeating and repeating. Except that there's a little wrinkle. This isn't a time loop. This really is a multiverse, a multiversal traversal piece of debris. And therefore, we get the fun of seeing Brian suddenly not have Finola as his sidekick, as his partner. And suddenly we start seeing randos that we've never heard of before being his partner. And he goes through the same motion, the same things. And we discovered that Finola, she is the key. Because through Finola, we have access to George Jones, who knows a little something and had been helping out this young man when it comes to trying to figure out how to get back to his original reality. It's a fun little conceit. I love Groundhog Day anyway. The idea that the multiverse is real and that you're jumping around every time you go, there's a different one where something's just a little off, like where you have a kid brother, or you have a kid sister, or you have Finola being replaced by some dude that we never heard of, and she working the help desk back at MI6. And Brian, I think, he's oblivious until the one time he follows the guy into the cave, the little cave where the thing is underwater, and comes out, and he knows what's going on. And now he realizes that Finola's not my partner. I've got to find out. I got to talk to her, and she's important, and George Jones is important. It's just fun. It's a really good a way of character-wise to kind of draw the conclusion that Finola and Brian, they must be together in order for this whole thing with debris to be sorted out. Also, at the same time, using that thing over and over again seems to be tearing up the fabric of space and time. So maybe we don't do that anymore. But can they get back to their original timeline where everything's all good? That's the question. And unfortunately, we don't get the answer because this dang episode ends on a freaking cliffhanger. One of those cliffhangers that really made me just shout at the TV and say, "You bastards," as if Kenny had been killed. I couldn't believe. I really thought there was more to the show. They haven't done, 2-part episodes. They've only done one and dones. So to get to the end of that, and there's just this last little thought about why he came back to find, why Brian came back to find Finola. I just couldn't. So it was really great, actually. I really enjoyed the episode, especially, and there was a little side bit, Maddox, he's got his personal demons he's working with. His wife is looking for a divorce, and, apparently she probably caused the accident. She did cause the accident that caused their son to be disabled. And that little bit is really distracting him away from what's really going on right now. And that was interesting, but for a change, I was just like, it felt a little tacked on, if I'm being honest. The rest of the episode, as simple as it was really important to show that this is a very big piece of debris and that it's not going to be as easy as, talking to somebody or maybe, waving a gun. They're going to have to figure out how the heck to get this piece of debris to get them to where they want to go. So very interested in seeing what happens with that. Overall, loved the episode. It was fun. It was just nice little ways of playing around with time and multiversal things. The sci-fi stuff didn't have to be explained. I didn't need it. I understand. I've seen Groundhog Day. So all around, just a great episode. So that's my thoughts on the episode. What did you guys think about it? Did you like it, not like it? And did you like my review? Hey, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. And we can chop it up, talk about debris, see where they're going with this pretty cool and much, much improving sci-fi show. Also, hey, are you a member of the Super Not Funny Show? What, you're not? Well, what are you doing? Get down there, hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, you can also hit that notification bell, and it'll tell you about anytime we drop any new content. We're doing that every week. New reviews, new reactions, and we do podcasts and all sorts of fun pop culture stuff. You can go check that out, and we really appreciate that. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining me on this review of Debris from NBC. Come back next week when we review the next episode of Debris and see how this two-parter ends. I hope it might be a three-parter. Who knows? We'll see how it ends. In the meantime, I've been Mo Thépuppét, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace!